Hello and welcome to another video tutorial here on understanding body language, lies, cheats and happy feet. It's Monday and I hope you're all having a good day. So the video I got for you today is a couple of actors from the Twilight film series. Obviously there's a new movie coming out over here in Great Britain. I'm ashamed to say I've never watched any of them, but I believe it's pretty big and popular. So I've had quite a few requests to cover some of the actors who feature in this series. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to run through two of them. And then we're going to have a look at the non-verbals coming out and see if we can spot anything that's detectable in what they're saying to Jimmy. So let's start the video. This is the first one. So here we go.
To Kristen Stewart.
So it's Kristen Stewart. So here she comes. Okay, rightio. So let's just pause the entrance and let's just rewind it. Okay, so there's a couple of things there that are glaringly obvious to me. Number one is a distinct lack of confidence when walking out.
Part one, please say hello to Kristen Stewart.
Okay, rightio. So let's watch that to begin with. Okay, so the first problem is the door nearly slams straight into the side of her. So there she goes. So automatically that's going to knock the confidence. Slight eye contact, and now watch for the facial expression she makes after they've had an embrace. So it's always customary to welcome your guest onto the show. So we see here. Tight lip smile. Watch that smile again. There we go. So we can see that particular expression there with the lips tightening. Only a marginal response to the crowd, literally just a slight hand raise. Head down, eyes down, straight over, straight to sit down. So that's not really how to make a good entrance, really. Okay, so we see a tight lip smile after saying hello, and then giving the crowd minimal eye contact, and also just raising the hand very slightly to acknowledge the crowd. It's not an indicator of confidence. So anyway, let's see how we get on with this now.
Say congratulations because I had the honor of emceeing a ceremony in which you had your hands and feet imprinted in cement at the Grauman's Chinese Theater last week, which is
okay, so here we go. So let's see how she responds to that. Not well. Let's look at that. Look at this immediate reaction.
Theater last week, which is
so the head goes down. We see that tight lip smile, head down, and there we go. So we see this particular expression leaking through again. Now, either that's a very submissive gesture, where the head and the eyes come down, so we do not want the spotlight placed on us, or there isn't a lot of good rapport between these two.
Chinese Theater last week, which is
Watch it again. Head and eyes go down. And we're away. Okay, so this is what they were doing last time. So let's just fast forward this segment to around about 2 minutes 20. Okay, right here. So we fast forward a little bit here because there's not a lot to decode.
I'm so somewhere else right now.
Where were you?
Okay, so one thing I've noticed throughout this video is her right leg, which is bopping up and down quite frantically. Now this comes with a decrease in confidence and an increase in nervousness. So there should be no real reason why she's nervous because she's a big film and a big movie star. But we can see throughout this video that right leg is bopping up and down, and it starts to get faster as the interview goes on.
I realized that I really loved acting on a movie that I was 13 already. I started acting when I was 9.
Okay, so what these hand gestures are called, these are examples of illustrators, and they help the receiver, which is me and you watching this video back, understand what she's saying. So these are good examples of illustrators. The next video I'm going to show you by Taylor, he uses his hands a lot when he's talking.
My parents are in the business, so I was like, yeah, you know.
Okay, so she's just going through the motions here, but what's always apparent, surely when we cut back to a wider shot, we see her leg consistently bopping up and down. It's getting faster.
It was really dark.
There's another dreidel.
Really heavy, yeah.
Which again comes with increased nervous energy.
That may be a whole new form of rock, heavy dreidel.
So now she's really bobbing there. It looks to me like there's like an earthquake happening just on her chair alone. Watch it again.
That may be a whole new form of rock.
So we're seeing a lot of bobbing about. Certain, well, she's obviously talking about the Megadeth thing, but there's a massive increase in nervous energy. And what we see surely is a pacifying gesture, which most people would miss.
know. It was basically just my first performance, and you know.
She does seem very nervous for some reason, and the head and the eyes go down.
They've been trying to be actors for 30 years, yeah.
Poor guys.
Well, you know, speaking of heavy music...
Okay, rightio. So the pacifier is going to come in here shortly with the thumb lock, and the thumb will start caressing just like that. And that's a classic pacifier because we can still see the foot bobbing about. So that's a classic pacifying gesture that people do to try and make themselves more comfortable. They'll start rubbing different areas. Now, often when the hands are interlocked to the knee for applied confidence, Michael Jackson was quite a fan of this particular expression here. We see the fingers come down to rub very slightly, just like what Kristen's doing there, you see.
Twilight fans who really, many of them worship you. I mean,
so she's finding it very difficult to relax because we've obviously got the leg lock. We have got the leg pointing in that direction there, but she's closing her body off to Jimmy, and that comes with a decreasing confidence. We've got a very closed stance there, and that potentially is why she's relatively nervous throughout this interview.
Almost obsessed, I think, a lot of them. Perhaps you can identify which of these people are Twilight...
Okay, what Jimmy's doing there, let's just focus a little bit on this chap here. He's using a steepling gesture.
Perhaps you can identify...
Okay, and that's a steepling gesture there. It is when the hands interlock and the finger ends place upwards, so we're looking like we're making a church steeple. And it comes when it appears that we have all the answers. So this particular expression here is favoured by like David Cameron, Barack Obama, Mikhail Gorbachev. It's a sign of confidence. However, if you were to do that gesture too many times, you would appear smug and very pompous. But a quick little flash of this expression here is good. It shows us that he has confidence in what he's saying. You wouldn't see Kristen making that particular expression when she's in this very closed stance, because don't forget that gestures and emotions and expressions are all linked together. So it would be very... you wouldn't not necessarily see the steepling gesture coming from Kristen here. So we see a steepling gesture.
Which of these people are Twilight fans or Megadeth?
And we can clearly see that foot there bobbing about. So we're seeing certain signs of increased energy, nervous energy. I'm a big Megadeth fan as well.
Is he here for
Twilight? Come on.
Twilight or Megadeth?
You see it for Megadeth. Big Megadeth fan. Right, okay, so let's just quickly click off that one and let's go on to this other chap here, which is Taylor. Okay, so it's the same interview. Well, the same interviewer, I should say. It's Jimmy. So let's just watch this and let's see if you can spot anything within the first 15 seconds of this.
Beloved as our first guest tonight. The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1 opens next Friday. And by the way, his shirt comes off 26 seconds into the movie.
Just so you know, there'll be no topless shots of this gentleman on my video, thank you. Okay, so we've got to watch out for that door. That's like a real drawbridge. Okay, lovely. Did you spot what happened then? Let's watch it back and let's pause it. So what happens is the door swings back, he comes on, okay, and he's making emblems where he's pointing very directly. If you live here in the UK and you're familiar with someone who Dennis Taylor is, he made that particular expression when he won the World Championship at the snooker. So we see the points, we see the embrace. However, that little gesture there, not a good one. That expression there, with the hand into place like that, is an expression used by someone, I won't tell you who it is, because I'm pretty much sure you'll all know who made that particular expression during the 1940s, but we won't go into that. But what happens next? We have an embrace. Okay, that's a good embrace. We've got the palm up handshake here, and the embrace here. But what's interesting to note next is this. Did you catch that? Taylor wipes his hand on his jeans after shaking hands with Jimmy. There you go. So what it must appear to be that Jimmy might have sweaty palms, because we do that subconsciously. Whenever around someone who's got quite wet hands or quite sweaty hands, we instinctively rub our hands to make them dry. It's a natural action. You'll do it when you're washing up. You'll have the towel handy. But sometimes if they're wet, you'll just wipe them on your clothes. It's an instinctive response. And there you go, straight into the wine. So anyway, so let's just fast forward this video on slightly, because it does go on for a while. What we can see here with this chap, okay, he's very animated with his gestures. So you can see his interview style is completely different to the previous lady who's just been on. He's very animated, he's very articulate, and he's very chatty. You can see this is an example of applied confidence. We can see he's closing his body off here, but he's a lot more relaxed, and these two have got good rapport because they're bouncing off each other, and we see mirroring here. You see, that's a good example of a mirroring gesture. Okay, when we see the hands into place, the palm up gesture, which often can denote honesty. So we see we're mirroring with each other, and that's a good sign of good rapport between two people, and that's very good. So that little expression there at 2 minutes 30 will come into this expression there. There you go, you see, so automatically we're getting good rapport by that particular embrace. Excellent embrace, and then we can click back to about 2 minutes 30 where we see that particular expression.
When they said you're not only doing your hands, you're doing your feet, I was like, really?
Which is particularly excellent. So a good example of mirroring behaviour. So a good example is if you're in a work environment is to try and mirror sometimes what the boss does. It's a great way of developing non-verbal rapport with somebody to create a better working relationship. Try it now and again. You'll be amazed how well it works. Okay, so there we go. So let's end the interview then. So there you go. So we've got two examples there, two contrasting examples of interview styles and techniques. We've got one lady here where her leg is bopping up and down very fast. Okay, we've seen a lot of nervous energy come through here. Okay, and very difficult to relax. We're seeing fleeting expressions, micro expressions such as this one here.
I had the honor of emceeing a ceremony.
Just watch one more time.
You had your hands and feet imprinted in cement at the
Okay, so watch the head knives go down now to make this particular gesture. There we go, so we're avoiding the eye contact with the crowd there to make that particular expression there. We don't see that with this chap here when he's talking about that. Let's just scoot back to here. Okay, so we don't see that.
And your castmates get your hands and feet in the cement at Brahma's Chinese Theater.
Okay, and he acknowledges the crowd. So we can see in a completely different contrasting styles here. Now I've not done a lot of research on these two, that perhaps this is just how these two are, but there certainly seems to be something that's bothering Kristen in the first video. Here Taylor is going through the motions, there's absolutely no problems here, massively confident, articulating, using mirroring gestures, having a good embrace at the start. There's no negative facial expressions coming through. Everything looks good. So there we go. So let's pause the video there and click off. So there you go. So that's my video tutorial done on these two from the Twilight saga. I'm going to start the Twilight video soon when I get back from holiday. I fly on Saturday. So if you'd like to learn more about my body language videos, then please check out Understanding Body Language Liars, Cheats and Happy Feet. Or if you're on YouTube, just click subscribe at the top. I've got around about 74, 75 different videos on body language covering things like criminology, celebrities, musicians, politicians, and people like that. So if you'd like to learn more about body language and how to read other people, then check out those videos and please try and share them as much as you can. I've already hit my 2,000 like target before Christmas, and I'm well on my way to getting 1 million views on YouTube as well. So that's the next goal. So there you go. So any questions or feedback, please let me know, or please leave them on my body language page on there, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon. So from everyone here at Understanding Body Language Liars, Cheats and Happy Feet, take care and bye bye for now.